Now in this presentation, we are going to discuss about the hazards at workplaces. We have already discussed about the hazard types of hazard, the severity of hazards, how to identify hazard, how to analyze this type of hazards, and special session is also there on the HERA, that is hazard identification and risk assessment. But this presentation is specially related to some of the activities and what are the hazards present at that workplaces while doing these activities like welding, gas cutting, brazing, soldering, buffing, polishing, etc. So what are the hazards and what are the preventive measures for this type of operations? The problem: workers who operate and maintain these machineries each year suffer approximately 18,000 amputations, lacerations, crushing injuries, and abrasions, and near about 800 deaths or fatality may occur. So these statistical data clearly indicate that there are various types of hazards present in the work environment, and we have to control these type of hazards. So the problem is mechanical power press brakes, powered and non-powered conveyors, printing presses, roll forming and roll bending machines, shearing machines, food slicers, meat grinders, meat cutting band saws, drill presses, milling machines, grinding machines, etc. So whatever the amputations and deaths we have already mentioned in the previous slide, that all these amputations and fatalities are related to these machineries, and that is why these machinery, the operations or the unsafe practices or the non-safe operating procedures are followed by these persons, and that is why these machineries or the operations are dangerous machineries as far as this point is concerned. Then what are the causes of machine incidents? Reaching into a clear equipment, not using lockout tagout systems, unauthorized persons doing maintenance or using the machines, missing or loose machine guards, lack of trainings. So if the training is not provided, if the LOTO system is not utilized, if the guards are not at their places, if some unauthorized person is doing that activity, then there are chances of these machine incidents. So these are the different causes. So what are the prevention? Any machine part, function or process which may cause injury must be safeguarded. So whatever the causes are there, on the basis of these causes, prevention should be there. So here the one of the causes, missing or loose machine guard. So the prevention techniques should be, the guard should be provided. Where the operation of machine can injure the operator or other workers, hazard must be controlled and eliminated. So if it is possible, then you have to eliminate or control that hazards. Then OSHA reference clearly says that there are different types of incidents, accidents with reference to this type of machineries and operations. So these LOTO systems, these guarding systems are having highlights in the OSHAs. So that is in 1910.147, LOTO system is provided. 5th most frequently cited standards, 4th rank standard in assess penalties, etc. So all these references are given for the detailing purpose. Now, how to identify these hazards? So we are discussing only with reference to that machines only, right? Not in general. So the hazard identification for the motions and actions. So the main parts or the causes are motions, that may be a rotating motions, that may be a transverse motion, that may be a reciprocating motions. So normally these rotating, transverse or reciprocating motions are available, due to which there are chances of accidents are there. Then some actions. Actions may be a cutting action, that may be a punching action, maybe a shearing action or bending actions. So some other actions may be added with reference to these hazard identifications. So these are the main 2 points where hazard can be identified with the help of these motions and actions. So for say for example, these are the rotating motions. Now in this diagram you can observe these rotating motions, right? So this is the rotating pulley, right? So this is why it is called as rotating motions. So this rotating pulley with spokes and projection bar on the face of pulley. Then this is the rotating shaft and pulleys with projecting key and shaft screw. Then here the rotating coupling with projecting bolt heads. So all these are the examples of rotating motions. What are the hazards? Machinery grips and moves clothing, hair and body parts into danger area. So your loose clothes may capture by these rotating machineries. That may be a shaft, that may be a pulley, or that may be a coupling, right? So that is the hazard. Danger increases when projections are present, that is screws, bolts and nicks, abrasions, etc. So if anything else is present, then that hazard is also increased. So the level of hazard is more as per the previous hazard. In running nips points, so you can observe these diagrams. This is the running nips. This is the nip point where this belt and rotating part is there. This is again nip point. So here nip point for chain and gear arrangement. This is the nip point for gear and gear or screw conveyor arrangement. There is a nip point for the belt and flywheel arrangement. There is a screw conveyor, typical nip points for this carrying out or handling this material with the help of this screw material, screw conveyor. And this is the nip point where some grinders or grinding wheels are provided. So these are the end running nip points. Then these are the transverse motions. So movement in a straight. So it is a straight motion, continuous line around rotating component. So this is the rotating component. So with the help of this shaft, this wheel is rotating, and by contacting this belt to the rotating part, this belt is moving in a straight continuous line and around this rotating components, right? So hazard may strike or catch employee, a pinch or a shear point. Then reciprocating motion, you can understand this type of motion. This is called as reciprocating motions. So some equipments, some machineries are operating like this, back and forth or up and down. So this is another example, that is table assembly, and this is another example of reciprocating motion. So this is back and forth and some examples of up and down. The hazard may be caught between moving part and stationary object. So if it is a stationary object or a wall, then there are chances of caught in between the moving parts and this stationary object. This is the hazard. Then bending actions. So power applied to slide, to draw or stamp metal or other materials in a bending motions. So this is the press brake or tube benders. So with the help of this machinery, we can bend some of the sheets. So this is the example where sheet is provided, and these sheets can be bended in a required shape. That may be a tube, that may be a cylindrical one, that may be some rectangular one, or whatever it may be. So with the help of this die and punch assembly, we can press this sheets and we can apply the power to draw or stamp the metals, right? Then this is the punching actions. So power is applied to slide ram, for purpose of blanking, drawing or stamping. Right? So we can punch this particular metal with the help of this power press, that is punching action. Then apply power to slide or knife to trim or cut. So if you want to trim or cut that particular part, generally a metallic part, then we have to use this blade, that is called a shearing actions. The principle is shearing action. With the help of this shearing principle, we can cut this particular part which is required. So this is the punching actions and shearing actions. So this shearing action, sheet metal shear. With the help of this machinery, this is the drawing of that particular machinery again. So shearing stroke can be provided for shearing action purpose for the metal. And we can control this machinery with the help of some hand control, that may be a foot control, that may be a foot paddle, etc. So with the help of these different control systems, we can use this shearing principle for cutting or trimming the metals. Then there are some other operations like welding and cutting. Welding and cutting operations are frequently used in construction, demolition, repair, maintenance works. The equipment may be permanently installed or portable. So you can observe these portable or permanent devices at the construction site also. Hazards of permanent installation can be minimized by safe design, and therefore a fixed welding shop is more desirable than the portable moving welding works. So rather than utilizing this portable machinery or portable heavy machineries, we should use the fixed welding shop so that some hazards can be minimized. Where the workpieces are very heavy or not movable or empty or dead, then we must use equipments. So for heavy work, for unmovable or not movable part, stationary part, part which are or dead, then only we should prefer the portable equipment. Otherwise, we should prefer the fixed equipment in the workshops for this welding cutting operations. Some of the hazards present in the flying and molten metals. Some of the spark consist of tiny shreds of extremely hot metals, sometimes molten, hotter than granite, and may cause painful burns on exposed skin. These sparks are also source of fire or explosion hazard in case of flammable materials are nearby. So in the welding and cutting operation, flying metallic spark is one of the main hazards, and especially it is very dangerous when there are chances of fire explosion in the flammable material area. Hot surfaces of the workpieces after welding or cutting may cause harms to unsuspecting persons. So these hot surfaces may cause again some type of accidents or some skin burn cases. Then flying materials while chipping the weld. We have already discussed about these flying metals. Then enrichment of oxygens. Due to the leakage of oxygen cylinder, radically changes flammability. Then glare which comes when the arc is struck or the torch is lit. It affects the optic nerve at the back of the eye. Special eyeglasses should be utilized by the operator. Otherwise, there may be a chances of injury to the eyes. Then thermal radiation from the welding can cause headache, fatigue, and eye damage. So these are the different types of hazard due to the thermal radiations, due to glares, due to enrichment of oxygen, due to flying metals, due to hot surfaces, and due to sparks for fire and explosion hazards. So these are the different hazards under welding and cutting operations. Now what are the electrodes and holders? Electrode holders are used to connect the electrode to the welding cable supplying secondary current. In order to prevent the accidental striking of an arc, they should be fully insulated. So these electrical insulation should be provided to this secondary current provider, that is called as electrode holders. Holders should be capable of handling the maximum current required by the electrode, because in the welding operation there is need of high current, and that is why these electrical holders are needed. These electrical holders are liable to become hot during welding operations if they are not designed for the purpose. That is, holders for light jobs are used for heavy work, or if there is a loose connection. In case of the correct size of the holder is not available, an additional holder should be provided so that one can cool while other is in use. Dipping of the hot electrode holders in water should be prohibited, as it may be exposed to the worker to electric shocks. So we can use two holders while cooling one of the holder. We can use another one, and we can avoid these electric shocks due to heavy current which is observed in the welding cases. An electric shock, the work setup is such that work is grounded, and if the worker is not careful, he can receive the electric shock. So if there is a carelessness nature, then there is a chances of electric shock, and that is why work should be grounded. A welder may be exposed to the open circuit voltage while changing electrodes, setting up work, or changing working positions. Danger is more in humid environment, or if the welder is sweaty. So we can understand this concept that water is a good conductor of electricity, and that is why when we are sweaty, or if the humid environment is there, because humidity is in air, and that is why electrical conductivity is more. So there is more danger in different solder should be known before starting works. So in this brazing, soldering, and metallizing operations, there are different hazards. That is why we should remove these fumes that may be a toxic or irritating fumes with the help of LEV, that is local exhaust ventilations. Then hazardous contaminants should be measured by air sampling. With the help of this air sampling technique, we can identify the contents or the contaminants present in that working environment. Lead solders particles should not be allowed to accumulate on the floor or work tables, because lead is the poisonous metals, and that is why we should avoid. For protection against spattering of solder or flux, workers should wear face shield or do the work under a transparent shield. So we have to use this face shield to avoid the direct contact with the fluxes, or the fumes or the gases which are created due to this brazing, soldering or metallizing operations. In CNC machine, that is computerized numerical control machine tools. These CNC machines are utilizing by various types of industries, especially when engineering industries are there. Numerical control of machine tools means automatic control of its operation under a program expressed in numbers or symbol. It is called as CNC programming. And nowadays, we are using these CNC machines with the help of this CNC programming. The changeover from the job to job in NC machines takes less time than other types of automatic machines, where this is done by changing cams or templates, displacing stops, limit switches, etc. Such automatic machines are also program control, but their setting up is complicated. So if you are going to avoid these types of complications, then we can prefer this CNC, that is computerized numerical controls. There are advantages only in the mass and batch production. So if there is a huge quantity is required, if batch production is there, then we can go for these NC machines. Then nowadays we are using this robotics as a technology. Nowadays some of the colleges are also providing robotics as an engineering branch, because it is a future perspective branch where we can reduce the hazard, we can avoid the manual interventions in some of the operations or the activities with the help of robots. So robots are not having emotions, robots are not having the adverse effect or impact due to the impurities or the foreign materials which is present in the working environment. There are no chances of accidents by operating the activities with the help of these robots, because robots are nothing but the computerized or programmed systems. So industrial robots are programmable, multifunctional mechanical device designed to move material parts, tools or specialized devices through variable program motions to perform a variety of tasks. Robots are generally used to perform unsafe, hazardous, highly repetitive, unpleasant tasks. So all these tasks which is not comfortable for the human beings should be done by these robots. So we can design these robots for these activities where humans are not feeling the comfortable. They have many different functions such as material handling, assembly, building, machine tools, load and unload functions, painting, spraying, and so forth. So we have already discussed about this painting in the Mahindra and Mahindra company Nasik. So all the painting of all the vehicles is done by the robots only. Studies indicate that many robots accidents occur during non-routine operating conditions such as programming, maintenance, testing, setup, or adjustment. So some robot accidents may occur if you are not going to maintain all these programs, if you are not going to maintain that robot, if you are not going to test that robot for that particular activity or the operations, then there are chances of accidents. During many of these operations, the worker may temporarily be within the robot's working envelope where unintended operations could result in injuries. So we can avoid these injuries where the robots are operating. So we have already observed one of the activity in the previous slide where the robot is operating the press machines and the fencing is provided for that robot for avoiding these manual interventions. Now these hazard recognitions are present in every work environment. So being unaware of these hazards when dealing with the robots can be a fatal case. So if you are not aware of all the types of activities, all the movements of these robots, then there are chances of accidents where fatality can be a chance. The following references aid in recognizing hazards related to the robotics in the workplace can be a part of utilizing how to utilize these robots and how to utilize this robotic technology. So you can refer some of the sites where robotics can be a chance. You can also refer the AICT site where robotics is a engineering branch. Thank you.